Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my latest tutorial. In this one we're going to be making this fire and ash themed avatar fantasy dagger with this red obsidian and this cool moss agate for the handle. So I'm really excited to show you how to make it. I made this one in the last video, and I made this one. This was actually my first practice one. It turned out so cool, and it kind of reminded me of Pandora, that I thought, well, let's do the three together. Make all three. Kind of a cool little something different to make, you know. Switch it up a bit. Cool little collectibles are great gifts for Avatar fans. So I'm excited to show you. So let's get started. Okay, so to make this, you're going to need 3 pieces of this square 20 gauge wire. 3 pieces of that at 13 inches, and then 1 piece cut at 11 inches, same square 20 gauge. You're going to need 28 gauge on a bobbin, works great. And you're going to need 24 gauge half round for the band. You're going to need a stone. This one is just a little, it's about 1.5 inches, and an arrowhead. This one is a little over 1.5 inches. You're going to need 3 crystals or gems. This is an 8mm. This is a pointed back, but you could use a flat back for this piece. And I believe the color of this one is flame red, and then these ones are 6mm, and these are Indian red. If you wanted to know the color names on those ones. I'm gonna decorate the side with like little charms and beads. If you don't want to do that, these are totally optional, and I might put some little beads in the side decoration. So if you want to do that, you're gonna need, you know, just several of your tiny little beads. What are the small ones? 3mm, and then just a couple random larger size, just for decoration and stuff. And then I got a couple feather little charms. Got those on Amazon and stuff. And then just little decorative beads. These are not a must, but if you have them, it's always fun. I know I have a bazillion beads laying around. So you're going to need flat nose pliers, cutters, needle nose. If you got this style, these work great. And you're going to need nylon pliers. So let's make it. Okay, so we're going to start by folding these 13-inch long right in the middle. So we're going to grab it right at 6.5 here. And we're just going to put a triangle in them, not too big. And then again, if you watched the last tutorial, what we're going to do is you're going to get the shape you want here on the front of your arrowhead, and you want to line it up so that the arrows meet the grooves. So it looks like that was right off the bat. I like that shape. Usually I have to adjust a little bit. So I like that depth on the arrowhead, because if you make it longer, you know, you go down there. But I don't know if, you know, it could be wobbly if you go too low, or you could go shorter. So I'm going to stay right there. So I'm going to grab these other ones. It's right in the center as well. So is it 6.5? Fold these ones. These ones are just going to sit right inside that last wire you just bent in half. And same with this one. I'm going to grab that one at 6.5. Put a little bend on that. Keep the flat side up, you know, to try not to twist it. And they're just going to sit inside of each other. Huh, what are the odds of that being so quick and smooth? Alright, so just double check your measurements. What you want is just the outside wire to match up with that little niche. The 2 wires on the inside are going to stay inside the arrowhead. So those don't have to meet up. You're looking at the bottom one to meet up with that little niche there. The size triangle you like there, the way it sits on there. Make sure you got the front showing on your arrowhead, which one you like the best. Take this one. So once you get that smushed around, and then the bottom ones line up, we're going to put a pattern on this front one. So we're going to do a little bit different pattern than the last one I did. So we're going to start with your bottom wire, so just separate that one from the other ones and grab your weaving wire. And we're going to wrap the bottom wire 3 times. Start it off. Hold still. Alright. Just going off camera here just to wrap this. This is kind of a weird bend. So I just wrap that 3 times. Is that 3? 3 times. Got quite a tail on there. Alright. So then the second wire, just going to set it right inside there. And we're going to wrap both of those. I'm going to wrap those 3. Now let's wrap them 4 times. Hold still. So don't let these spin. You want the flat side up. So it's nice, because if it spins and then you wrap it, it'll want to stay there because they're square. So make sure that you're got them the way you want them. So let's wrap that 4 times. Don't wrap them too tight because you want to get a wire in between them. Alright, so actually I apologize. You want to wrap that 3 times. So I'm just gonna, I think I got 4 on here. I'm gonna unwrap. I was thinking the pattern was backwards. So there's 4. I only want 3 on there. Last time I worked from the outside in, I think. Okay, and then grab your 3rd wire for the inside. And you want to go between this bottom line here. So go underneath, just get down to the, whoa, those are crossed. Don't want that. Flare these out so you can get around them easier. It's easier to grab them. Okay, so we got 3 wraps, and then we're going to come in between these 2 bottom bars here. See if I can get down in there. So 3, what? I'm all backwards. Alright, I'll figure this out. So I'll do the bottom here. Alright, that's better. Oops. And then we're going to grab the top 2. So those 3, we're going to grab the top 2 4 times. We're not wrapping the center bar this time. So that's 1. Trying to make it look like, and usually you want like 5 or 6 wires to do this pattern with, but I'm going to just try it with 3. Probably not going to be as effective, but I was trying to give it like a flame look. So let's wrap those top 2 4 times. Oh, it's so shiny I can't see it. Yeah, so 4 times around the back, and then let's wrap this top bar at least 3 times. See what that looks like. And they'll stay together better after we get a couple patterns on there. What? There's 2, 3. So let's give that a, let's press that down, see what it looks like. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. So we wrap the bottom bar 3 times, then both bars 3 times, then the top 2 4 times, and then 3 again. And these will just slide down. And you can remove this little tag in the back here. It's not distracting. Alright. So then holding your stone again, that shape you wanted. This bottom wire here is going to line up with this niche, this one outside wire. So putting it back to where you wanted your wires to lay down, just slide that wire down to that hole right there, just on the edge there, like that. And then this side should line up the wire right here on this niche, so it looks good like that. So we're going to go from there. And then, so we're going to go behind the design down to the bottom in the back, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to wrap this bottom bar 3 times. Flare out your wires a little bit for grabbing. Get that bottom wire. There's 1, 2. Pretty excited to make this one. I don't know if you saw my last video, but this one's going to be the fire and ash pendant. And then this one's kind of like the way of the water. And then this one was like the first one. So I'm excited to see how this one's going to turn out. So I got the bottom 3. Then we're going to wrap the 2 bottom ones together. And what did we do? 3 on that one? Yeah, 3 wraps. I haven't done this pattern yet, so I'm curious to see how it's going to turn out. Alright, there's 3. And then you're going to come up in the middle of those bottom 2 wires and grab the top 2 4 times. If you're having a hard time, they keep coming together, but just flare them out. There's 1. There's 2. 3. Is that 4? It's 4. Alright, so I'm going to back out right here and just slip under that top one. We're going to wrap the top bar. Oh my goodness. Get in there. I got a kink in my little wire here. That's so frustrating. Fix that later. So grab the top one 3 times. And around the back to the bottom. And I'm going to flatten that out. Ooh, what is that? Is that a... Oh, that's okay. Thought it was a kink in the wire. If you get like a weird kink, I mean, I'll undo it and go back and fix it before I'll let it stay there, because that's right in the front, you know? But that looks pretty flat to me. Okay, so we're just going to go around the back and do that pattern one more time. And just spacing them out so I can see. Okay, so grab the bottom one, because those wires still slide around a little bit, so we can maneuver them. Is that around both? Yeah, don't want that. There's 2. 3. And then grab the bottom 2 3 times. think I put too much weaving wire on my bobbin. It's so heavy it's just unrolling. Apparently there's a limit. Alright, so come up between those ones, the 2 bottom ones after you got 3 on there. And then we're going to wrap the top 2 4 times. Two, 3. And I forgot to go underneath that top bar. And wrap that top bar 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and around the back. And give it a good smush. And then push them together. So that's kind of a cool design. I like it. Alright, so on the opposite side here, so we're going to go around the point till we get to about the same size distance over here. So I'm just going to go around the point probably like 3 or maybe 4 or 5 times, just till I match the other side. Sometimes it takes a few wraps, several sometimes, just to get around that corner. But it looks nice when it's closed in. Just the little details, you know. And I think I got a kink in my wire. Doesn't look like I can unwind it at that point, but I'll deal with that when it gets there. I'll keep going here. Oh, should I zoom in? Whoa. Okay. Still more. Quite a few to get around there. Am I just pushing the pattern up? What's going on here? What? Let's see, maybe I'm just pushing the pattern up at this point. Oh yeah, I've pushed it way up. Well, we'll figure that out. Just push it down. Just trying to take the corner with the wires. This is great for the fingernails. Okay, let's see. So now it's still where I want it. That's better. So if it slides up on you, I was wondering, it's got quite a few wraps on there. Okay, so I'm in the, I think I'm matching the same side now. I'll just flatten that out again. So on this side, we're going to wrap, we're going to go down. We're going to wrap the top 2 4 times together. I'll flare these out again. They keep coming back together here. So you want your wires close together but not touching. Just give them, I always think like a fingernail length distance, but you know, that's a little wide. Alright, so the top one 4 times. Stay stay together. I think this is the hardest part of the whole project, actually. So if you get past this, you got it. Holding these little wires kind of make your hands just, it's hard to hold it there like that. Alright, so that's 4. And then we're going to grab the bottom one 3 times. Bottom 2. Grab those both together. There's 1. There's 2. Remember to keep your spacing, just put it. There's 3. And then grab that bottom one 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you got like an opposite but matching pattern on both sides. Squish it down. Smush this side down. Stay over there. Right. So then we're going to just go behind the pattern and come up between the top 2 because we're just going to start over again. I'm going to do 3 wraps up top. So shiny. And then grab the next 2. I gotta memorize this. Squish that down 4 times. Grab these 2 top ones 4 times. Note your spacing there. It's easy to pull them together. You gotta be able to see daylight between them. And that's good. If you can just see light through them, that's good. That's 3 and 4. Nice, I like that. And then grab the bottom 2 3 times. So it's getting easier. The wires are getting easier to hold now too, as we get more of a pattern on there. And then grab that bottom one. It's coming close together again. Just a nice loop out. 1, 2. And it must be the way I'm throwing the wire, but if you get like a spin in there, straighten it out before it gets kinked. And 3. And a little flattener. And a smush. So the way that when they're nice and tight together, it looks really nice. Just keep them really close together. Alright, and then come back up behind it again. Come through the top 2. Grab that top one 3 times. Then grab the top 2 bars 4 times. Slide it down. And then grab the bottom 2. Three times. And then grab that bottom bar 3 times to tie it in. And then flatten it down. And slide it down. Slide it down on both sides. Now if you need another pattern, if you did a longer point, just put another set of 3 on there. It's looking pretty good. I do like that. So since I like my measurements, I'm going to go ahead and remove this tie. Just give it a little spin, pull. And you could always, pull them out more if you want it a little shorter pattern. Smush that down as keep them tight. All right. So is this the front? This is the front. Make sure you got the front. I've a little bump there, but that's okay. This wire I'll mold right around it. So this one goes. So like that. So your little wire pattern stops right at that niche on both sides, and then just kind of form your wires to your arrowhead, because they're all kind of different patterns, right? So they kind of need to be molded into this spot. So you get little turns, and then holding it right where it should go, you're going to grab this outside wire and then just go right into that little niche right there. And then holding this side right where it goes, push your weave down, grab that outside one and go into that little niche there, like that. And flip it over. So holding it down in the front with your fingers, nice and snug. Pull these really snug as you can get them. Try not to damage your arrowhead, but just really pull it in there and back. So that's pretty snug. Well, definitely, that's not everything, but that'll help hold it in. So back here, grab your flat nose pliers, and we want these to go straight up, and then make sure the flat side's up, all the little details. So guess about center, and then just turn that up, straight up. And then on this one, again, I'm going to make sure my flat wires face up. And I'm just going to, I notice what's easier is just grab it right here, and then just push it up to start it. So you got like two straight ups next to each other, and if there's a little gap, that's okay, because when we wire it, it'll pull those close together and put more tension on it. Hold it in there nice and firm. Just straight up. And we're going to weave these two together next. And I'll show you. You could tighten these up even more. And you want to try to get these in the center. That's not like dead center, but we'll smush it around. So grab your weaving wire and wrap this one 3 times. Lock it in. And then slide it down to the bottom. And flare these out a little bit so you can grab them better. And then we're going to go around both of the wires, around the back, and then come up through the middle and down. Always clockwise. Then we're going to grab this top wire up and around the back, around both of them, and then around the bottom one through the middle, and around the bottom again. And then we're going to go around both of them, and then through the center. So you're going to grab the top one, and then around the top one, around the back. Grab the bottom one. Make sure these wires are close. Around both of them. And through the center. Around the top and down to the bottom. Grab the bottom one. around the front, through the center, around the back, down at the bottom, grab the bottom one, scooch it down. So you want to do that pattern till you get just to the top of this stone there. Sometimes it's a ½ inch, sometimes it's a little less. This one looks like it's going to be a little less, like the handle's a little shorter. So I'm going to do a couple more. To the center, around the back, behind the bottom, grab the bottom one, over both, through the center, over the top, grab the bottom, over both, grab the top, go behind, grab the bottom. So that looks good. Try to get a shot of that. Alright, so you remove this little tail. Just give it a little spin. Push the pattern down. It might be a little wiggly, but I'll show you a trick how to tighten it up after we secure these top ones. So leave this 28 gauge wire on here, because we're going to need it for the front. Okay, so on this one, just keeping these in the center the best you can. So it looks like that. Make sure your pattern's down low. What we're going to do is we're going to bend this one in. Grab your flat nose pliers and right at the bottom here, closest to your weave, just tilt it in. Push it sideways right there till it meets the center point right there where it meets the other wires. And then do the same thing to this one. And get behind it, grab it as low as you can. And just tilt that one in the center, meet in the middle, like that. And then these two uprights that are in the back and the middle, those are going to be our guidelines for this wire right here. We're gonna try to grab it right where it will. We're going to turn it up so it matches the side here on this one. So we're just going to tip it up like that. And the same thing on this side, just grab it at the highest spot there, so they look like they're lined up in the center there. So you got something like that. And then these outside ones, we're just going to match those. We're just going to grab the wire out here and tip it in. Careful not to gar your stone. Whoa! Whoa! Try not to gar your wires either. Ever so gently. Try to match that bend in there, like that. Whoa. A little aggressive. What am I? Is it stuck on a wire in here? There it goes. Just felt like there was a lot of resistance there. And then just tip it up, grab it in the right there parallel with it. You can always fix it if it's not right where you want it. I'm thinking that looks pretty good. So they should all kind of be running up together here. And you can always push these in so they get a little closer to the, match the center there. Like that. I'm just trying to get them up because that's going to be the handle there. So that's not even moving now, and we can still tighten up the back. Alright, so now that we got this wire back here, just want to grab these together. Now remember, your gemstone is going to sit right in here. So if you think that you're going to see that point, you don't want that point to hit the back. So when you bring these up, I'm just trying to make sure that it looks like there's plenty of room there, so I'm not even worried about that. All right, I'm trying to flare these out so I can show you better. We're going to grab these wires though. All right, so from the back here, I'm going to come inside the tube so it's not running around the outside. So slide this down as low as you can get it. We're just going to wrap this front bar here 3 times, both of them together. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to go around the back here. I'm going to grab these center 2 1. I'm going to wrap around once, go around both of them, and slide it down just to hold it together. And I'm going to come back to the front here. And since I came on the inside, I'm going to go through the center here just to match it. Even though you're not going to see it, I just do that. That's what I do. Slide the wires down as low as you can get them. And then grab that front bar 3 times. There's 1. Where am I? So shiny. There's 2. And 3. And then I'm going to tie it off in the back. So I'm going to go down through the center of both of these. Just like that. In the back. And then I'm just going to tie off on this 1 bar here. I'm just going to wrap this bar 3 times. If I can get to it. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And that's that for now. So you can remove this, I think. I always worry about breaking those off. Okay, do I need that? Alright. Throw the little bits away. Now we're going to work on the little arms, little side arms. So, not going to mess with that yet. Alright, so holding this little, hang on one second. Hold these wires down with your finger, and then take this outside one and just peel it out. These wires as low as you can get them. And I'm going to make the handles here. And depending on where you want your little gem, but I'm going to do it the same as I did last time because it seemed good. So you see this little point right here, this little tip right here, we're going to grab your flat nose and we're just going to grab the wire so it lines up right with the tip of that. And you can see that? It's right on the edge here, so it kind of lines up. Matches it. And then I'm just going to put just a little bend down on it just to mark that spot. So you can see how it just lines up there. It's almost a little out. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to, because the gem will come way out. It's just a little shorter. So it's like that. So you see your little bend is right there. Alright, so we got a marker. So we can lift this up out of the way because now we need our needle nose pliers. And you're going to take this little bend right here and you're going to put it in the corner of your needle nose right there on this edge. And then you're just going to swoop this over and around the top. This is going to be one guard, one side, like that. I like that. Alright, So now with our uprights, you're going to grab your flat nose pliers again. Try to keep these kind of in the center because this is our guide for these uprights. So grabbing this little wire here, and my wires, and I want the flat side up because when I go to bend it up, I want it to be flat. So with the flat side showing up, grab your wire. You see how all these uprights are kind of parallel here. Grab your wire about a wire width away from the upright. And then just eek, like that. And then just bend it up. And it should be parallel with your last wire. Alright. So we kind of got something like that. Alright, so we're going to grab the second wire in. And we're just going to come down along the inside of that other wire. So it's just parallel right there. And then when you get to that little divot, you just hold it with your finger, and we're just going to put it in front there like that, just to mark the spot. And then grab your needle nose pliers again and put them exactly in that. And like I said, you can lift this arm up so you don't gar your arrowhead. You can always put it back down. And hold it like you did last time with that one little bend right there in the corner. And it's flat against the bottom here. And then swoop this one back over parallel. Nice and snug. Push that down on there. And this one's going to ride just inside the last wire. Right inside there like that. So that is that. This is moving along quickly. Alright, so this first wire that you bent down, you can just lift it up out of the way just a little bit so you can get back in here with your flat nose. And grab that wire. Same, see, in the flat side is, I want the flat side up. All details. So grab that wire again, and with matching your upright here, you want to do about a 1 wire length away from it, the width. They think they've got a little crooked jaw on them. Okay, that helps. Might be time for a new set. And then just push that up. But then again, I mean, it seems to work pretty well. It's a little crooked. So then you got something like that. When that works out, that's nice, isn't it? Alright. So now we're going to do the other side. Push these wires down as low as you can get them. And then just peel that outside wire out. And it holds that down too. Keeps your guards close to your arrowhead here. Alright. So match what you did last time with the other one. And then grab your flat nose. And we're going to grab it right here on the edge. And too, like if you got one that's kind of broken, then you're just going to have to kind of guess the distance, you know, where it was last time. It's not really scientific measurements here, just eyeballing it. Is that where I had the last one? This side feels a little shorter, I don't know why, but maybe, I think I'm going to go right here. Just a little turn down right there. I think it'll be the same. And grab your needle nose again, and this time I'm going to put them on the end and lift that up so you don't gar your, put that little mark right in there on the side, down at the bottom, hold it tight, get in there, and then just swoop that around. And down the other side. So they match. Alright. So holding these upright, and do the same thing. We're going to grab this wire width away. That looks good. And bend it up. Like that? I like that. Alright. So then grab the second wire in. And just follow your line. Down to there. Then hold it. Put it in the front there out of the way. So we can get our needle nose in there again. Same position. Oh, I can feel it scratching the arrowhead. Don't do that. Alright, down to the bottom again. Nice and snug where you had it. And then over the top. And inside that last one. Okay, go. Ta-da! I always say that like I'm done. Alright. So again, then lift this outside wire up so you can get in here. Make sure your uprights are straight. Grab that wire. Wire width away. So repetitive. Alright. Smush that back down. Smush this around. What happened over here? Oh, okay, see that one's on the outside. Right, so we're looking at something like, isn't that funny? I did that last time too. Identical. So weird. Alright. So we are going to wrap this, these uprights together. I did that last time. I'm going to rebend that so it's closer, so it matches this side more. See how I'm too far from there? I'm just going to correct that a little bit and come right back. Alright, I fixed it. It's definitely a lot straighter now. Cool trick I showed on the last one is if you got your nylon pliers and you know, grab all these and grab your flat nose, you can bring them together pretty good. Nice and tight. Without folding them, because if you try to pinch them, they'll just bunch up. And you want it nice fat band like that. So that's what we're looking for right here. And we're going to put a little tie around this. I'm going to use the half round. And you're just going to want to cut maybe like just a couple inches to go around that a few times. Woo. Last time I didn't lock that in and spun out everywhere. That's always fun. Alright. So, flat side down. I'm just going to pull these as close together. And another neat little trick is if you put them in your hands and you just give them a little wiggle back and forth, they seem to come together pretty cool. So we're going to wrap that 3 times. Nice and as snug as you can get it without folding them. Around the back. Flatten it down and push it down as far as you can. Want it down at the bottom. Get down there. Alright, and then we're going to cut the back. The future wires will hold this down, so I'm not worried about tying it off. This is going to stay on there though. Give it a little extra little strength. Alright. So, another little trick I like to do, because I like my handles, I mean you could leave it straight out if you like that look. I'm going to bend mine down a little bit. But the straight out's nice too. I mean, you could always change it later, but if you want to, you know, detail them up, you can your little needle nose in there and just kind of turn them down if you want. I'm not doing too much, it's just a little detail. It's not even a have to. So let's grab those little gems. See if they fit in here. So you're going to separate these two. Pop that pointed back in there. Get in. Jeez, so jumpy. Come on. You want to be in there. Such a perfect little spot. Oh, I like the red. Alright, let's do the other side. Get in there. Be good. Oh yeah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, perfect. So make sure you're got a good grip on your gems, because sometimes those little circles are just a little too big for your gem. But you just squish them up a little bit if they are. Just a little. I mean, you might not even need it. I never do, but the last one I did, it fell out. So, I mean, not when I was done, but when I was making it. Whoa. Alright. So those will be wrapped in there tight. They won't fall out. So next we're going to we're going to put the gem in the center. So that'll be pretty. So we're going to need about a little over a foot. Last time I cut 2 feet, that was too much. Where's my... If you get like a bend in these nylon pliers work so good for fixing that. Just slide it out. So, see, what did I say? 1.5 feet? What is that cut on? About 1.5 feet is good. Pretty sure. That's my problem, is I don't want to run out, so I end up cutting way more than I need. So on the back side of this, I usually separate these 2 wires and grab one side. But last time I didn't do that, and I'm not going to do it again. So with the flat side up, we're just going to slip right behind this bar here. So if your arrowhead's pointing this way and your handle's up this way, you're going to go, you know, just in this way. Because in that way, because we're going to start over here once it's wrapped. I know that doesn't make much sense, but it won't matter anyways, because we'll figure it out. Alright, so we're going to wrap this at least a couple times. So you can just go through the back here. Keep it down low, because we're going to have to grab this bar again. At least 2 times, 2 or 3 times. 3 is better, because I'm going to cut it off in the front. And you don't want to pull it loose. Nope. There you go. Nice and snug. Keep it down low. And then put it through the center. Oh, that's nice. So it looks like that. We'll tie it off there, right in the middle. And on the front here, you can just trim it with your, because this will be on the inside, so there'll be no pokies in the back. Alright, so the flat side is still up, amazingly. The last one didn't go so smooth. So we're going to start down here in the bottom right hand corner to wrap this gem. Alright. Just put a little shine on it. Put it right there. Stay. Right. So we're going to start at the bottom left hand corner of the stone. We're going to go over the face of it. Make sure your stone's level. You like the way it's laying. Right over the front of it. Pull it snug as you go. Whoa. You can put your finger on it if you want. Nice and snug and around the back to the top right hand side. And then we're going to go over the face of it and down to the bottom left. Put your thumb on it there. And then we're going to go up and to the top left corner again behind the handle. So this little X is going to go towards the top of your stone. So this one, pulling it snug, going to go underneath that last band and down to the bottom. You can just move that bottom left. Get it. You can hold it down with your finger too, because this one's going to be lower than that top one. Bottom right hand corner and around the back to the bottom left. And there, you see how your last one was here? This one's going to go below that one, so you're going to go up to the top right hand corner and down around the back, bottom right, and then up over the band just to kind of lock it in there. Scoot it in. So you got this little crisscross going on. So that top, let's see if I can, I have a little, oh yeah, so I won't get my fingers in the way. There's two X's. This one on the top is going to go up a little bit. We're just going to show off the face of this stone. Let's see if I can see that circle. We're just going to move everything to the outside of that circle, just to show off the face of it. You could probably feel your finger. You could feel it under there. Whoa, too far, too far. But it's got, you know, it's got little holders all the way around it, so it holds that gem in really nice. Yeah, man, I hope I didn't cut that too short. But I'm only gonna go onto the handle here, so let's hope I didn't. Alright, so it looks like that. And then with this extra length here, we're just going to wrap the handle out to the gem. Push these wires close. Keep the wires close together and snug so they don't fold on top of each other and they don't want to slide around. Keeping it nice and close. We're going to go all the way to the edge of the gem. If I don't run out of wire. And that's why I always cut extra. Oh, please make it. Please make it. I mean, if you have to, if you do run out, you just tie it off in the back and then tie on in the same spot and go from there. I don't think I'm going to make it. Not going to make it. Well, these things happen, so we'll just show you how we fix them. So back here, I'm going to tie up on this top one. I don't even save myself much room to tie. I grab that bar. And I'm only going to do one wrap because I want the wire to be close together. So that's what happened there. So I'm going to cut another, I don't need much. Now I'm going to cut too much again. I'm going to cut 8 inches. And I want the pattern to look real soft in front. Even though the guards are going to be on there and you probably won't see all those little details, I like it to look nice. So I'm going to tie off back here. It's kind of fidgety, but it'll work. And since it will have the little guards on it, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of wraps to hold it in. Get in there. Ooh, be careful when you pull your wire tight. If you pull back on your design, it will bunch them up. So I'm going to trim that and tuck that in. Not real worried about that. So I'll just pretend that it's continuing here. And that piece of wire is... Thought I could get away with not tucking that in. Where is it? There you are. Once I spun it around, it came back out. There. So around the front, keep your wires close together. I'm holding it with my fingers so that they stay close. We're going to go till you don't see any daylight between the stone and the wire. Getting close. Do you like that? This last one should cover it. Oh yeah, I like that. So you go around to the back here. We're going to just tie it off. You see that little gap right there? Just going to try to grab that once or twice. Get in there. And I'm still holding it with my fingers so it doesn't pop up or unwind. It doesn't want to do that, but just a preventative. See, now if you were to tie it in front, you'd see this gap in front. You don't want that. And once we wrap it with the little guards, you won't see that. So I'll see if I can get through there one more time. Just microscopic work here. Get in there. Alright. And then just bring that over and trim it. And then if you got something pokey, you can just push it down in there. Till it disappears. And then there's one side. I like it. Alright. Do I feel a little... Oh, I can't handle that. Don't want any pokies back there. Now I'm just tapping that down gently. We'll have a guard on it soon, so I don't see it now. Alright. So let's do the other side. So I cut that one at a foot. That seemed, although again we did wrap the gem with the length, so maybe a foot would work on this side. Alright, so we're going to cut another foot of the half round. I think, yeah, about a foot. You know, I always use the little scraps for ties and wraps and bands and stuff, so a little long isn't bad. And again, we're going to tie off on that bar. If you can get in there now that the gem's in there. See, it's a pretty close call. But where there's a will, we'll just sneak that in there somewhere. Oh boy. That is snug, isn't it? Do I see air through there? Come on. There's gotta be a gap in there somewhere. Oh, I found it. And then just fall it out of there. Ta-da! Yay! Right. One more time. Got it. See something shiny. Yay. I always pull from the, try to keep as much length on this side as possible. Makes it a little hard when there's just a short side here, but what are the odds of going one more time? I probably don't even need this third time. Where'd it go? It's going somewhere. I don't see it. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to waste time doing that, so I'll just hold that there for a second. Okay, so on this side, I'm just going to come up around the bottom here, and you want your flat side down on your little armband here. You're going to stay close to your gem. We're just going to wrap that out again to the gem. Push your wraps close. That way the wires all stay snug and they hold each other in line. Slide around. Make it look like a solid armband there. Ever so gently. I wonder if it worked better if I spun do it like that. It doesn't stay in camera as much, but it seems to help keep the flat side down. Ooh, I like that. These are cool colors to get. I like the red. Always big on the blue and copper, but this is looking pretty sharp. Fire and ash. I think with the gold beads and the gold feathers, it'll look like kind of like flame. Kind of excited to finish this one. Getting there, and I'm not running out this time. One piece is definitely the best way to go. Alright, I'm just going to do it like this. I think one more. Yeah, I think that looks nice. So right onto the back here. Put a nice little, I know if you go like this, puts a nice little grabby hook on there. So I'm holding it with my finger because I know when I come forward it wants to push it all off of there. So through that little back grab, where'd you go? And I'm going to do one more. And again, be careful when you push this down because sometimes if your wraps aren't tight, it'll just push them right on top of each other and it's not fun to try to straighten out. So that's two. And pull it snug. And then I just trim it right here. Kind of close, so you can tuck it under there. Wow, that's really long. Sure didn't look that long on the camera. It is interesting to try to work through the camera. And then just use anything. And I always want to use my fingernails because they just work so good, but annihilates them. I even tried gluing a fake thumbnail to here just so I could use it. And it just pops right off because I put too much pressure on it. And then just trim, where's that one? Let's trim that one close to the inside. Make sure you don't cut your wires behind it, just so you can't feel it. Ta-da! We got both handles on there. Okay, you just push these around. These are little details. so I'm just smushing around my handles the way I like them. I like that look. That's pretty. Okay, so we're gonna do the band now. So push this down all the way. Find center on here and just kind of separate them a little. Feels like they're gonna do that. Kind of pull them apart a little bit. And get your stone. Now I mentioned this in the last tutorial, and I did the blue one here. So like if you want to do, see how the sides show a little bit? If you want to do a fatter band on here, a little fatter pattern, you could cut another extra piece of wire and then just lay it here in the V, like cut an 11-inch one and lay it in there and make a fatter band for your stone. I just did 3 on this one. I think it works. And I got an idea for the back to hold it in. I think I'm going to push this pattern out so it kind of hugs the side of the stone and then comes back in. Kind of wraps around it like I did on this side. So it kind of grabs it in there. So I'm just going to use the 3 wires. So we're going to do a different pattern on this one. For the fire and ash, I want to try to make it look like a flame. I'm going to do the same pattern as we did down here. Just trying to see what my stone's going to look like. I really like this moss agate. It's really pretty. Kind of perfect for this one. Alright, so I guess that's not too important yet. Alright, so it looks something like that when we start. So you're going to grab your 28 gauge. Well, where should we start on this? So we want the pattern to match this. So I guess we'll start on the inside here on the bottom one. Yeah. So put it right in the middle here on the middle of these top 2 ones. Just go down to the center here. We're going to do the same thing. I put it down center, end up coming right back out because I always have to go clockwise. So just start in the center and then go underneath that top one. I'm talking about these 3 here. So go underneath that one, wrap it 3 times. Now if you have a cool pattern design, you could do that, whatever you want to do. I'm always looking to try to make a new design. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this pattern up to the center of the top of the stone. So you're going to do a couple repeats up here. I'm thinking it's going to be like 5 or 6 maybe. But let's see. So let's see, we did 3 and then 4. Okay. So we grab this one 3 times and then we're going to grab the top 2 3 times. Keep it snug as you can. Keep your wires close together. 2. And then we'll just bend them to shape once we get our border done. And then grab the bottom 2. And we're not going to, wrap that center piece. We're going to grab these ones 4 times. Right? Is that right? Is that how we did this one? 3 and then 4, right? Or is it 4 and 3? I think it's 4 and 3. Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna undo it because the flame would start fatter and then get thinner. So it's so easy just to undo it and then leave it. So okay, so one more on top. So we're gonna do 4. Slide it down and then grab these bottom ones, the bottom 2 3 times. You get used to doing one pattern. And that's 3. And then grab this bottom wire 3 times. Put a point on the flame. I should take, should we do 4? Kind of put a little height on the flame. Yeah, I'm gonna do 4. Let's just wing it. And I don't want to look at that anymore, so I'm just gonna remove that little spin pole. Yeah. So we want the flames to come up the side. Alright, so then, where's that pokey thing back there that I feel? So I'm just going to sneak between these 2 wires. I'm going to come underneath this wire here, grab it around again, start over. Grab that one 3 times. And then grab these 2 4 times. And this is where I wanted to add a couple of the little beads. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that's 3. I did this with another a pendant that I really liked. Okay, so before you wrap this bottom bar, if you want to do this part, you could just skip this if you wanted to. And just pour out all your beads precariously. I'm going to grab this tiniest little bead because this is going to be like the point of the flame. And I have no idea how this is going to look because I haven't done this pattern with it. Oh, you know, I don't even think that's going to fit on the square wire. Oh, wouldn't that be a bummer? Wouldn't that be a bummer? I don't think it is. Oh, I didn't think to check that. What's this next size? But that would just separate my wires so much. I wanted to go between the... Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. I know the 20 gauge it would work. Yeah, that's just going to push it too far out. Dang it! I'm really bummed because this would have fit in there. And it would. I wanted to put like little flame points on there because I was going to use gold wire and I thought, no. I'll probably put all my beads back in the bag. I'm not going to do that. But it doesn't mean I won't add little gold beads later somewhere. Okay, so we're just going to grab the bottom 2 4 times, 3 times. 3 times. It'll still look awesome. And then grab this bottom one. 4. We did 4 times last time, right? Yeah. And then back behind everything and then back up to that top bar. Is this in the way? Right. So grab this one 3 times. Well, you kind of got the idea. I probably shouldn't film the whole thing going up. So we're going to do 3. Grab this at 4 times. See how easy it is to get them bunched up, and you don't want that. You want to always keep that distance between them. Once you pull it tight and then you try to slide a wire down there and you get your wires don't look straight anymore. And it's not a good look. And then 3 up, grab the bottom 2 3 times. And then grab this outside one 4 times. Missed it. And then get the smusher. Oh, that's pretty. And smush it down. Alright, so we're just going to repeat that pattern until we get to the top here. And you want to, make it enough so when it comes around it meets there, because don't just do it right here, because then when you bend it, won't be enough. So I'll meet you back when I get up here, so I don't film this whole thing. Okay, so I got pattern up here pretty far. See if it's enough. So you want your stone to be behind the wire so it holds it in there good. And then we're just gonna, I guess I could push this down a little bit. But I'm leaving mine spaced out just a little so it kind of gives it a more of a, I'll show you what I mean. Like, see, I spaced it out more on this stone than I did this one. I kind of like the spacing on that. Kind of gives it, I think it'll be more popping when it's done. And then this one I pushed down real tight. But I like the spaced out, so I'm going to leave it like that. So it has like a little higher contrast. Like this. Just a little spaced out. So we're going to take the rock. Put it behind the wire there. And I just kind of hold it. Just to see. I think this is going to be, yeah, that's going to work. That's a good. So what we're going to do is we're going to match. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the tie on this side. Got it wrapped 4 times there. Come on. And then we're going to start the pattern down here on this one. We're going to do the exact same pattern, just opposite, so it matches. I'm going to straighten this back out, just so it's easier to work. So we're going to do the same pattern. See if I can get a good shot of it. Alright, so we're going to start on the inside here. I'm going to wrap this inside one 3 times. Slide it down. And we'll do the same thing. I'm gonna flare these little tips out so I can grab them easier. And we're gonna grab the 2 bottom ones 4 times. Make sure you see, like, you want to be careful not to get those in there, because once those don't look good. Just push that down. Make sure your wires are all flat and faced up. Alright. See, like that when it gets snag. Whoa! Where are you going? What the? Where's my wire? It's right there. Slide that back down. So I was trying to hold it with my thumb, but apparently I didn't have a good grip on it. So that's 3, 4. And I'm just going to press that so it helps hold it down. Spaces it out a little better. Yeah, I like that. Wish I could get it just, pull those apart just a little bit to get your pattern down there to match. I always like it parallel with the other one, you know? It's the details. Okay, so that's 4, so we're going to come up middle there and then grab top 2. I feel like that one wants to twist. I'm just going to face it up, help it out a little bit. So 3 times on, grab the top 2, I'm going to wrap those 3 times, and down behind the top one, and wrap that top one 3 times, 4 times, 2, 3, 4, and then around the back to the bottom. Grab this bottom one 3 times. Does it look like they're twisted? Let me play around. Okay. And grab these bottom two 4 times. Push it down and come up in the underneath the second one. And then grab those top two 3 times. Grab that top one, single one 4 times. And then around back to the bottom center 3 times. So we're just you're gonna do the exact same amount of sets that you have on this side to match them. And I'll meet you back after you got that set on there. So I finished enough pattern on both sides to the top. I'm gonna remove this little tie down here. Right, we're gonna shape it around the stone. Leave your 28 gauge attached to the top there. So we're just gonna kind of wanna, ooh, that side's doesn't want to bend very well. Just kind of tipping them outward just a little bit, just to give them a little style on there to kind of go around the stone. And take them to the edge, but you want enough to cover the stone so it holds it in place. And then just gonna hold it there. Stay. Just well, that is not what I want. So let's try. Just kind of shape it around the top there so you got enough cover in front. I'm just going to bring those two together. Might slide my pattern down. I think I might have put just one set too many. You always undo it though. No, I think that's going to work. So just keep pushing it around. So I just hold the pattern here and then just kind of bend these out. Get a little better look at what I'm trying to shape here. Oh, you look at it at an angle. That's what happens. That's okay. I just push it around. Let's see what that looks like. Good coverage in the back. So we're just going to meet them up in the middle. I'm going to pull these two outside ones away a little bit because we're just going to grab those two center ones and tie them together. I'm going to move those out. Is it even? Because sometimes if you're just bending it where your pattern is, it's not centered. That looks better. And just keep messing with it till you get it where you like it. You know, when you got enough, you like to show off the rock, but it's got enough coverage to hang on to it. So just make sure you got like a good border there. And then we're going to pull these out. Slide your... So like when you come to the top, you don't want too much of a gap, but... Let's see, is that going to work? How far back am I? Alright, I might have to take one set off. I think I am. I'm going to take one set off each side and I'll be back. So I removed one set and I'm back here at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these two wires together. And we're going to do the same pattern as we did in the back down here. If I get a good shot of it, but so just going to come inside here. I'm going to grab this one 3 times. Push them together. Go around the back. Grab this bottom one. Over both. Through the center. Over the top. Down around the bottom. Grab the bottom one. Over both. Through the center. Grab the top one. Around the bottom. Grab the bottom one. Push them together. Over both. So we're going to do this pattern about a 1/2 inch. That seems about right. Over both. Through the center. Grab at the top. Around the bottom. Through the center. Over both. Through the center. So I'll meet you back when we got about a 1/2 inch length for the hook for the back. I'll meet you back. So we got about a 1/2 inch of a design on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's about a 1/2 inch. So we're just gonna flatten that down. Squish it down. Alright, so you're going to take your stone. Good fit in there, looks good. And we can shape it a little better, but we're just going to pull these ones out and then fold them down, holding your stone where you want it to sit. Folding those over the back of the stone. It's kind of fidgety, but you just get there close to what you can. Pull that one out. Put the stone where you want it. Just fold it over the top for now. Flip it over here. And then just kind of work your wires down behind the stone and flare them out to the side here, just to get them to shape around it for the start. So keep working them down and pull them out to the side so they don't get in the way down there. Just keep working the wire down. Press it down. Pull the wire. Just trying to get a nice snug. Get it close as you can. Pull the little shoulder ones out a little bit. Helps hold it in there. And you can use tools, but be gentle not to gar your wire. Just trying to pull them down a little bit. Off to the side. Still got a good show on the face. Just press it to the rock gently. Kind of looking good there. Hold the stone there and then just press it down. And then if you got like a pencil or I got this little paintbrush just to make you could just bend it over with your fingers too. It's not like it's gonna be a big bail. I'm just gonna bend it over there. And then just push it. Make sure that's got enough room, like if you do want to put a chain in there, that you can get it through there. Other than that, it's just personal preference on the size of the hook you want back there. If you want to hook it all. I think that's a nice profile look right there. So again, you're just going to keep working this down to the stone. You got a nice position in there. It's already gripping this stone pretty good. Get as flat as you can in there. A good cover. I like it, I like it. Oh, look at that, you can see the light through it. Oh, that's so crazy looking. Oh, I can't wait. Alright, so we're going to do the same pattern on the back here as we did the front. And then we're going to put that 11-inch piece that we cut, we're going to put it in the middle here so we can come down and grab the arrowhead arms and make a little guards on there. But first we're going to put one set on because it's too hard just to hold. The first set's not going to grab it. So, alright, so let's see. We want to start, I'm thinking we're going to copy this right here. So we'll do 3, right? Actually, let's look at this. No. Yeah, like that style. Alright, so let's start in the center here. We're going to grab this center bar here 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So leave that to thin. Is that how we want to do it? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to grab these 2, and now you're spacing, just kind of put them next to each other. And if your stone falls out, it's no biggie because we're not ready to hold it in there anyways. It's just mine's staying there, so I'm leaving it. So we're going to do 4 wraps on these 2. It's 2, 3, and 4. And then I came just down around to the bottom 2, because I'm going to grab the bottom 2 now. And I do like the little space that these wires are open, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave that space there, just for that shoulder opening. Show you what I mean. Like, I'm not going to pull those 2 wires too close together. So we're going to do 3 on this one. Make sure there's no bump on there. There's 2 and 3. And then grab this outside one. What is it, 4 times? Yeah. Make sure your wires are flat. So that's 1. 3, 4. So that's one set. So let's take this 11-inch piece, and we're gonna fold it in half, just like we did those first ones. So 5.5. Just fold it into a triangle that's gonna match that one. Put a V in it that's gonna match. I think I'm even gonna see if I can get a sharper point on there. Yeah, I like that. And then just kind of flare those out. Yeah, that's nice. Like that. Something like that. So we're gonna swoop under all these. And even under this, even under the new one that we put there. So you'll be under all 4. Up in the center. And we're gonna go around this one 3 times. That new wire. We'll lock it in. There's 1. 2. Be fidgety for a little bit. This is always nice. You know, you can just weave them in. 3. Was it 3? Yeah. Alright, and then we're going to go around. So I'm just going to have to hold it a little longer. So you're going to shape it to match that one. We'll go around this one 4 times. Both of them. 1, 2. Push it up in there. 2. 3. And 4. Let's see. Oh, I know why. So you gotta start back. Okay, so that was 4. So go back under the second one. Just a different angle I wasn't used to. So then we're gonna grab, because now we got 4. So now we're gonna grab these 2 center ones. Let's grab these ones 3 times. There's 2. And that's 3. So when you do the last one, go underneath the next wire down. So, and then let's grab these ones 2 times. There's 1, 2. Yeah, then we'll go larger to smaller. And then out here, let's do 3. Let's see if I can flatten that out. The stone's staying in there better than I thought it would. I'll just lift up just a little bit. Just want to see if I can see the pattern better. Okay. So I like that. Alright, so let's do go under all 3, go through and then come up between the new one and the bottom one here. Grab that top one again, grab it 3 times. And then around the top 2. Let's go around those 4 times. What? Got underneath there. 2, 3. And then on that last wrap, go down 1 wire. Come up underneath the next wire that you're going to wrap these 2. And then we're going to do this one 3 times. 1, 2. And see, and on the 3rd one, just go in the next line down. See that bubble right there? That's not staying there. Don't know what happened. 1, 2, 3. Make sure your wires aren't too close together again. And then grab these bottom 2 twice. Since there's 4 wires, we're just going to go 4, 3, 2, 2, and then grab that top one 3 times. Or I should say the bottom one here. Grab that one 3 times. Alright, so we got 2 sets on there. And I'm thinking we want to grab that new bar 1 more set. Yeah? So let's go back under here and do 1 more. So 1, 2, 3. Slide it down. Make sure they're all slid down good and snug. And then around the top 2, 4 times. Now on that last one, go under the, start under the 3rd one there. And grab the middle 2, 3 times. And then on that last one, just come underneath of them, and then the bottom 2 twice. Watch your spacing. And then the last one 3 times. That's a cool design, I'm liking it. Okay, so this one you're just going to move, so we're only going to grab that inside wire 3 sets. So then you're going to continue with your design. Maybe another 1 or 2 sets. I'll meet you back. I'm going to put 2 sets on and meet you back, and then we're going to bend it out and around down on this side. So I'll meet you right back. Right, I put another couple sets on there. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the tie on this one. And then double check your stone. Make sure that you're got good coverage on it. You can always push your weave in a little bit. See, it doesn't, you don't see any air through it. And then let me just move this out. We're going to do this other side here in a second. Maybe we should just do both sides first. And then really push the pattern where we want it. We should do that. Yeah, so let's start this other side. So just like we did on this side, we're just going to start opposite. We're just going to copy the pattern. We're going to start on this 3rd one down. Going to wrap that one 3 times. Because this one's a little higher up than the new wire, so we can't grab it yet. So grab it 3 times. Good. Slide it up in there. Alright, so we're just going to copy the pattern, do just the opposite. So let's see, start here, and then we did, yeah. So we're going to grab these 2 center ones 4 times. Keep it all the way up there. 2, 3, Oh yeah, so on that last one you want to come up underneath, leave it there, and then grab these top ones 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Oops, I did it again. So you want to, that last one, come up underneath the middle of the 2, and then grab this one 4 times. And then on this last one, we're going to go all the way under all 4, and then push that little wire all the way up there. So now we can grab this new wire. We're going to grab this one 3 times. Woo! That's the problem with pulling it like that. Which is easy to do, but it always pulls the wire out. So line up your wires with a little space. Grab this one 3 times. 2, 3. So now we're going to grab these 2 4 times. 1, 2, 3. And then on this one, you want to come up between the 2 on that last one to set up for the grabbing the 2 center ones. And now it's 4 times, so we're going to grab these middle ones 3 times. 1, 2. And then on that last one, come up through the center. Make sure you don't got a bubble in your wire like that. That's why it's always nice to go under and pull it down and then go back up into it, because then you got a flat wire. And then let's grab those top ones 2 times. 1, and then on the last one, come up between them, and then wrap that one. What was it? Are we doing that one 2? Yeah, 4 times. 3, and on the 4th one, go all the way back down into the middle there. And then we're going to grab this center one 3 sets, like you did on this one, and then we're going to move it out of the way. So grab it once, we're going to do 2 more sets, and then just grab the 3. And I'll meet you back here once I got the exact same set on this side. Meet you right back. So we got the same pattern on each side now. I'm going to remove this tie here. And then we're just going to make sure we got the stone where we want it. Got good coverage, it's centered. Covering it really good. Push it around. Push it down to the stone. Make sure you like it where it is. I think I got to push this a little closer together. Don't want it to fall out of there. It's kind of a bummer to have to cover a little bit of it up, but don't want it to get loose. Alright, so we got a good press on there. So you're just going to bring these out just a little bit. I want to come out, I'm going to make a swoop back in, but I want to just kind of come out just a little farther than the stone, just so I can push the weave back. So just grab your wires, put your thumb right there, and then kind of get a shape like that going, so you chase the stone with it a little bit. Just going a little more, I'm just trying to push it out with my thumb a little bit, because I want to hug the stone a little bit with it. I don't like to put a tie in there because I don't like that look, but if you know, these wires are so stiff, and then we're going to have this one wrap around this side, so it should hold it in there really good by the time we're done smashing it around. So the stone is still where you like it. I like that. I like that a lot. So these two long ones, going to push them a little out of the way. And these 2 shorties, we don't need them, so we're just going to trim them short in here behind everything. Just going to clip just the bottom 2, kind of just right where the little neck ends there. And cover your cuts like that. So I just trim these 2 behind the stone. And if you think they're going to stand out, you can just put a little turn down on them. Just bend them down a little bit. That'll help hold the stone too a little bit once it's all pressed together. So you got something like that. And then this little guard, if it's long enough, I want it to come through this little arm right here to the front. I'll grab my needle nose, and if it's too short to do this, don't even worry. I'm just doing it for extra support to hold down the weave, because this long one, we're going to do the same thing with this long one. And I'm just going to come real close to this stone here, put a little hook on this front, and just turn it around next to the gem. Help secure it in there a little bit, and just push it down. It's a little extra strength, to the neck, and a little like kind of beef up the frame a little bit. So I'm just gonna push that one down out of the way. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side, holding your, let's see which way be the, yeah, hold it down with this thumb, I guess, and then just grab these 4 wires and push them around the corner. Chase the shape of the stone a little bit, hold it out so you get like a good sandwich in there. Push your stone right where you want it. We'll smash it around a little more to hold it. This is where I write this long one. I don't want it under these. So move these 2 out of the way. Actually, it'll be easier to, let's clip, see these 2 little wires here? Move these 2 top ones out of the way. I'm going to clip these 2 the same length, right in the neck, right behind. So it looks like that. I'm going to move this one out of the side here, push those wires down in the back. Put that one. Don't want to make that. So I'm going to put a little turn down on those as well. And grab them. And then just grab the ends of them and just turn it down. Okay, just trim them just a little bit shorter. You won't see these, so I just kind of tucked them right in there. So I want that one over. Let's see, I forgot how I did that last one. Was it under or over that? Let me see. These were over. So just go like that, move it back on top. And then this one, the same thing, it's going to go under here. So let me move these out of the way so you can see better. So these 2 are on top here. And then that second long one, I just kind of poked it through there. I'm going to keep it close to the inside. And go around to the front here. Grab your needle nose, put a little hook down on it. Pull it close to your gem. If it goes around the back, that's great. The other one didn't quite go as far. And then just fold it down. And tuck it into the back of the arm there. And then if it's too long, just trim it just a little bit till you get to that spot. Just happened to work out pretty good there. And just push those wires out of view so you don't see them from the front. Alright, let's straighten that out. Let's see, where's my... Just give them a little straighten. Alright, so so I got that far. And you can mold that around your stone so it kind of clamps in there real good. And this one will help hold it in too. Let's see. Start with the one that's closest to the stone. So you're just going to come around the front there and down parallel next to your gem and under that arm. I'm going to move this one over too. So around the back, just down in the front, and then cross over that gem in front. Kind of get it out of the way there. Let's see if we can see this better. Alright, so we're in the front here. Let's work on this right side one. So nice and snug. And it's going to come up behind the arm, and this is, we're going to make our little arm guards here. So you can wrap this as many times as you want. I think I'm going to try to do a couple more. I think I did 3 last time. I'm going to go for 4. How much wire you got? Yeah, I like that. Could I do another one? Should I do another one? Yeah, that's pretty. Alright. I like that. So let's do this other side. So pull it nice and snug down low, right across the side of the gem. That'll help protect your gem too, right next to that little guard there. And around the back. And see how you got these at an angle? Kind of do the same design. Stay close to the gem there. Around the back. And one. Try to match your spacing. You'll run out of space real quick. 2. 3. Let's see. I think, try to match the spacing a little bit. This one's over a little farther. There we go. There's 4. Oh, am I going to make 5? I think it's got to end in the back. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just see if I can get around. Yeah, I think I can make 1 more. If you can only do 3, that's fine too. Let's see what I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why does it look so much smaller on that side though? Let's see. It is kind of, they look the same but different. Like, why does it look so much? Is it just my eyes messing with me? Does that look the same? This one's got 4 on this side. So, anyways, just the way it looks good to you. Yeah, I got the same amount showing here. And then you can use your flat nose to move them out a little bit. Just be careful of your design underneath. I think I was pulling it so tight over here is why it looks different to me. If you pull them tight, then it's closer and smaller and anyways, I think I like that, even though it looks like the same amount to me. So, I mean, it's not, but it looks more balanced that way than it does with an extra wrap. Alright, so to finish it in the back, we're going to cut it and just tuck the point down into that little little divot there. So you want to cut it with just enough room. And before you tuck it in there, put like a really good little turn down on it. Like maybe even a little more than that. So that when you press it down, it just goes right into that hole like that. And you won't feel it or see it. See, it just disappears in there. And do that with this side. So trim it pretty short. And then put a little turn down on it first. So it looks like it wants to go into that little divot. Kind of hard to see this one. Whoa! Oh boy. And then just push it in there and disappear behind that stone. Alright. Well, what do we think? Does it look good? I like it. So, back to the stone. You like where your stone's sitting? It's not moving at all. I don't see any gaps in the front. It looks pretty good. Alright. Okay, so we got it all. It looks like it's pretty much done. But I wanted to show you how to, like, if this is wiggling, mine is not wiggling whatsoever. But if yours is moving around a little bit, you can just tighten this up by just giving it a little micro twist here, just to kind of tighten up your stone. I'm not tightening mine because it is not moving. But you can, put a little wave in your wire just to tighten it up if you got movement. And then on the sides here, just to make sure that it's hugging it really good, you can grab your nylon pliers and give them very gentle little presses there. Try to get this side folded in to hold it. Mine is not moving at all. And if you feel like you need a little tie in there to tie them together, you can, slip a wire through there and tie it. Give a little extra reinforcement. But I think that it's pretty done. You can, move these, push these gently together. A little more show on your gem there. Just micro touches there. But I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna oxidize it, and then I'm gonna put I'll put the little decorations on it, since these this is tarnish resistant wire, so it doesn't need to be oxidized, and I don't want to put little feathers and everything through that. So I'm going to oxidize it and then come right back and then add the feathers and stuff like that, the little gems. But if you like it the way it is right now, it's done. It looks really good. And I like how the handles are a little more straighter. A little more, is that correct? A little different design on the handles there. Let's see this one. So you can adjust them in different shapes, fit the style you like. Kind of turns out good. I don't think I'm going to turn them down like I did on the other ones. Kind of give it a little different look to it. But I can't wait to see what it looks like oxidized, because I'm hoping the design pops out a little different than these ones do. So I'm going to oxidize that, and I'll be right back. So it's oxidized. I really like it. Really made the pattern pop out. The front looks really cool. I like the little handles, how they stand out now. Back looks pretty cool. I like how it bends and it kind of makes that design there like that. So, we're going to add a couple little feathers to it. And this one is already attached, and probably a lot of people already know how to make these little jabbers. But if you have some extra scrap wire, 20 gauge or thinner, this one happens to be 22 gauge. It's just a little piece of scrap wire I have laying around. So when you want to adjust to see like where you want your little feather to lay down, so if you want it to hang like about there, I'm going to hook it to this little wire back here. So we're going to create a little jumper here. We're going to use a little bead to do it. So I just start with my needle nose pliers, and I want to put a little small loop so I stay up pretty high, probably about 1.5 inches down. And I just bend it around to make a circle. I don't tie it together yet because I gotta hook it to this one first. So just slide it through there. Get a little grabby. And then you could do it two ways. You could fold it sideways through here. I don't make a lot of these, so this isn't like I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of guessing at it. And I just twist it around here like 3 times, close together. Just give it a couple of spins when your nail's trying to push it down there. And then grab the cutters. Just cut that long little piece off there. Maybe grab your flat nose and push it down. Yeah, like that. And then I'm not going to grab a big bead because this is just going to be a smaller one. Like a little jumper just to reach that bar. Put that on there. And then I just grab it right above it because I'm going to wrap it 3 times. So I'm just going to grab a little distance there. And spin that around. And I'm not going to close it because I got to hook it. I got to hook it precariously to the back. I think I'm going to grab this one wire here. Yeah, I should put a little hook on it. Ooh, that's not easy to bend. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, what are the odds of that? I like it when that happens. So we're just going to try to get it on that little loop. Just squish it in there. Ta-da! Hook on there and then check your length if you like it. We'll bend that down, but yeah, I like that. I like that. So then the same thing, now that you have it attached here though, just grab it the best you can and spin around the back. And you can spin it down to the bead or just put a couple on there. I'm going to twist it down to the bead. Just like that. And then trim that excess wire off. Snip it close. I don't even see. Oh, there it is. So shiny. You can see it, but and then just clamp it down there. Did I even get it? No, it's right there. Oh, there you go. Down there. These flat nose are almost a little too big. They are too big. Let me try these ones. It's fidgety. Patience. It's a good patience practicer, isn't it? All these little details. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so that's how I attach them. And then you just bend it down a little bit. And if you think, oh, well, I really don't like it that big, well, then just twist the circle around till it's smaller. That's what I do. Just give it a little example. Well, I might need to clamp the other side, but I'll just twist it till the circle gets a little smaller. So that's how I add the little feathers to it. And I'm going to do a second feather on here, but I don't think that'll just take up a lot of video time. But I'm going to add a bunch of little details. I'm going to add a gem. So you can add little beads here and a bead there. And this one I added 2 beads on the side down here. Kind of gave it a different look. And then this one I just put a bead here, and then I put like 3 beads up here. But you could decorate them any way you like. But I'm going to put a couple little things on here to make it kind of look like more fire, a little flashy, a flash of yellow on there, kind of give it more of a flame look. And I'll be back to show you that. Alright, finish putting that extra feather on there and some gold beads to top it off. Add one to the top here, a couple on the sides. Put those in, kind of give a little pop. Turned out pretty good. Now I got the set, got the fire and the ash and the way of the water. The Pandora with little feathers. Pretty cool little collection. Fun to make. Cool gifts for anyone who's into those little things. Kind of unique collectible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Like all the comments and likes. So hopefully I come up with another little cool idea to do. So if you want to check that out, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you liked it. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a beautiful evening.